bloated and want to reduce your bloating? Hello, my successful and healthy earthlings. Mihaela Ragushia, naturopath and founder of the Natural Health Podcast. In this episode today, you're going to learn just how to reduce that bloating straight away, right now. At the end of this episode, I'm also going to give you an opportunity to join a health and success oriented community by clicking below and join the Natural Health newsletter. Welcome to the Natural Health Podcast, where we bring awareness to sustainable health in the business hustle space. Natural Health Podcast is perfect for the high-performing, business-minded individuals who want to work with their biochemistry to achieve success and optimal health. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for What Would I Do? In today's episode of Natural Health Podcast, we discuss this week's questions. All questions are kept confidential, and I read and answer them as if it was me. Hence why it's called What Would I Do? The information provided is not to be taken as advice and is solely for information purposes only. I'm not here to cure, treat, or provide medical advice. I'm here to educate and inform you so you're able to take steps towards optimal health. Please discuss any medical issues with your healthcare professional. Let's get into today's question. What is a quick and easy way to stop me from being bloated on holiday seasons? What a great question, because you're not the only one this happens to on holiday seasons. If it's a birthday, if it's Christmas, if it's Easter, whatever occasion it may be, you do get a little bit more bloated, don't you? You're so right. And what your question is, what is a quick and easy way to stop me from getting bloated? And I'm all about the root cause, working on it for months and so forth. But there are little hacks that you can put into place to hopefully reduce the bloating by even 10, 15, 20%. So then you don't feel it as much. And then later when the holiday season's over, you're able to work on your digestive health and actually eliminate the bloating, because there's a cause why the bloating is there. So let's look into it. Let's figure out some questions that we can ask ourselves before we get into what I would do, right? So why are you bloated? I love this question, right? Do you have SIBO, FIBO? It's like, what is all this? Small intestine bacterial overgrowth, fungal overgrowth. Why do you have bloating? When did it start? What makes it worse? What makes it better? Some foods, like for example, someone says every time I have lactose, I love cheese, and they said never going to give up cheese, but they get bloated every time they have cheese, and then years after years after years, they're noticing, and they're like, okay, I have to do something about it. So, do you eat fast food, takeaway food? Do you eat when you're stressed? Do you eat on the run? Same thing, right? Do you actually sit down at a table and eat? Do you take a few deep breaths before you eat? Do you just go? What is your regularity like? Are you constipated? Do you have diarrhea? Do you exercise? How often do you exercise? Do you take any medication, any supplements? Do you have any diseases currently? Any inflammation in your body? Do you have any bacteria, any parasites? My gosh, the list goes on and on and on. So many questions. Do you get bloated every holiday season? Any particular holiday season? Is there any certain food that you eat during this holiday season that you usually don't? Is there any activities that you do more or less of during the holiday season that you usually don't? What is your sleep like? Is it less during the season or is it more? And my guess is less. So what would I do? But before I get into that, holiday bloat is a huge thing, and it happens to a lot of individuals, and I've been there, happened to me. And these things that I want to talk about, I've implemented, and it's reduced my bloating. And there's reasons why it's reduced it, because it's backed by research, and it's actually the active ingredients in these things that I want to talk about and so forth assist our biochemistry to reduce the bloating. But I do want to put it out there and stress, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to actually find the root cause of your bloating. It is absolutely necessary to find out, why are you bloated in the first place? This is absolutely key, and if you don't get to the bottom of this, it'll keep happening. And I know you want a quick and simple solution, and I want to offer some, but these are just kind of band-aid things that you can do straight away to assist. But this is not long term. You need to figure out why you keep getting bloated, what's happening in the digestive tract with your microbiota, what is happening in there. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is not long term. I'm going to give you some, like you said, some quick and simple things, but they're not the answer. All right, just wanted to put that caveat out there before we go into it. So what would I do, right? Number one thing that I would do is I'll make ginger tea. Absolutely love ginger. And even if I can't make ginger tea, if you have a herbal extract of ginger, which you can get from your naturopath, with maybe some ginseng, put that under your tongue before meals. It stimulates the whole digestive system and says, hello, food is about to come. So everything gets ready for food to arrive. Okay. Take a few deep breaths before you start eating, especially if it's the holiday season and it's hectic, which I can just imagine it would be hectic. When you sit down at the table, take 3, 5 deep breaths, 10 deep breaths, and then eat. Put yourself in a parasympathetic nervous system and then eat. The ginger tea or ginger and ginseng herbal mixture. Peppermint tea, depending if you have reflux or not, it may be beneficial, it may not be. Have some, this is crazy, and it works like wonders. Have some fennel seeds on hand, ready after a meal. Fennel seeds are absolutely amazing for digestion and they help reduce bloating. So have some ready and just chew on them. Maybe they're chewing on them and spit them out. Chew on them, swallow them if you want, spit them out if you want, whatever. But as long as you're chewing on them and it's releasing it, I swallow them, not an issue. Good quality ones. Food. Before main meal, eat a salad, a rocket salad, you want bitter foods before, like apple cider vinegar, absolutely amazing. So what you can do is make a salad with fennel seeds and apple cider vinegar and have that before your meals after you've taken your deep breaths. You can, in your main meals or even in that salad, you can add Brussels sprouts, artichokes. This is going to promote bile flow, the same as the ginger and the ginseng that I mentioned about. After your meal, say thank you, this was beautiful, absolutely, mate. Get up, go for a gentle, not a hike, not a run, a gentle walk. Walk it off, walk it out, gentle, calm. The best thing that I like to do is you eat and then you take whoever's there, your kids, your partner, auntie, uncle, whoever's there, mate, and go, hey, let's go for a bit of a walk. And you just go for a little walk, a stroll, talk it out, walk it out, and you just feel a lot better. Eat slow, because I know when it's a festive season, everyone is just like, nom, 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 munching it all out, right? But eat slow as much as you can. The night before or the next day, have a fast. Let your body just deal with whatever it's had to deal with. 10 to 16 hour fast, depending on your body. If you've never done a fast before, talk to a healthcare professional if it is right for you, because it may not be right for you. Have a fast. Even do a 24-hour fast the day before or the day after. See how that works. That's only if it's okay with your current health conditions. This is why I always say talk to a healthcare professional before you do any of this. This is what I would do, but doesn't mean it's the right thing for you to do. In addition to that is taking digestive enzymes. They are amazing and they assist me if I go on a holiday. If there's a festive season, always have digestive enzymes handy on me. And most of the digestive enzymes that I take, they have ginger, ginseng, and sometimes even fennel in them. So this is where I'm going to get it all in one. Take the digestive enzymes about 20 minutes before I'm going to eat and take my deep breaths. Enjoy my food, eat it slow. So take my digestive enzymes, do a few deep breaths, sit down, eat slow, relax, and then go for a walk. There you have it. That in itself is going to do wonders and it's going to reduce bloating, because I know it has done for me. So there you have it. If I hope this sheds some light to your question. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at mahela.raguz on Instagram, or click below and fill out the question form, and hopefully I'll be able to answer your question on Natural Health Podcast. If you like this, do what you do best, love, like, share the Natural Health Podcast, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button so you're advised every time this amazing content comes out. And if you want to join a health and success oriented community, click below and join a Natural Health newsletter. Remember, the missing link between failure and success is your health. content and information provided here is opinion of Mahela Raguse and is for information purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. It is not intended to provide medical advice or take the place of medical advice or any current treatment you're undertaking. Consult your own medical professionals for any medical issues that you may be having. This entire disclaimer also applies to any guests or contributors to the Natural Health Podcast. It is advised that you consult your doctor or healthcare professional in relation to any health concerns you may be having. Mahela Raguse does not take responsibility for any health consequences which occur from a person listening, viewing, or reading this content. Under no circumstances shall the Natural Health Podcast, Mahela Raguse, any guests or contributors to the Natural Health Podcast, or any employees, associates, or affiliates of Mahela Raguse be responsible for damages arising from the information provided on the Natural Health Podcast. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as medical advice to treat any medical conditions in either yourself or others. Please note, if you're taking prescription, do not stop your medication or start a new protocol, including but not limited to supplements, diet, lifestyle changes without consulting your doctor or healthcare professional. If you or any person has a medical concern, you should consult with your healthcare provider or seek other professional medical advice. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something that you have read or heard on the Natural Health Podcast or in any linked materials. If you think you may have a medical emergency, call your doctor or emergency services immediately. Neither Mahela Raguse nor the publisher of this content takes responsibility for the possible health consequences of any person or persons reading or listening or following the information in the educational content.